Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I want to give you a breakdown of the flowing hair auction that occurred December 12th, 2024. We take place here with Chris Ortega, the auctioneer. And right now he's talking about what's going to happen, talking a little bit about the first item up for bid. Now, as you can see on the screen, you have this really cool canceled die. You have this really beautiful Proof 70 decam coin. It's got the privy mark. And he starts loading the bid. Well, when we started, 190,000 was the price. But as soon as it went live, that price scored all the way up to $340,000. This is where we join the action. Now, as you'll see, this price point jumps. And he's going to continue to let it jump, and then we're going to cut away. Now, they cut away, we come back in, and the bid is sitting at an amazing $440,000. Now remember, this is lot one. In the final tally that I'm going to do towards the end of this video, we're going to exclude this one just because of the amount of money that it went for. This is a special one. It has the canceled die, so we can't really claim the price point in all of the other items. But this one sold at an amazing $440,000. Now, the next few coins are going to be 69s and 70s, and we're going to look at a couple different ones because it's going to establish a pattern. It's going to establish a rhythm for us. So as we look at this particular coin, we're looking at a Proof 69. This is the Proof 69, the very first Proof 69 in this particular lot. And right now you can see we're sitting at $28,000. Now we have people online, we have auction bids who have put in pre-sale auctions with spinning limits, and we have online dealers and people like myself who might have been bidding for this item. He makes a call, bam, the first MS69 sells for an amazing $28,000. We fast forward over to lot 3 and we look at this price point, and once again, we're sitting here with a Proof 69, $28,000. Now let's move to the first Proof 70. You can see that there's a significant increase. And we start off at 36, it immediately jumps to 38, and now we're sitting here at 42,000. But will it go up? In fact, it does. There's a couple bidders online. They're actually, one's on telephone and the other one's online, and they're actually talking back and forth, going through, checking with the people, and they're bidding it up. But right now we're sitting at $46,000. Boom! Gavel slams. Sold. The first Proof 70 sells for an amazing $46,000. The question is, does that set the tone for the rest of the Proof 70s? Well, Lot 5, if you remember before the entire live auction began, Lot 5 was kind of one of those that had the highest bid price. It was just one of those that kind of stood out. So somebody was chasing this number. And as we look at the price point, we're seeing this price point sit at about $42,000. Now, obviously, we got the people online. We got the auction stack that is pre-bid up to certain points. They're like, set the number ahead of time. And then we have the telephone bidders. Now, the telephone bidders right now are going back and forth. We're going to cut to the sale of this one. Right now, we're sitting at $46,000. The auctioneer is bouncing back and forth between the two. He's going to ask if there's any more. He grabs his gavel. Call 1, call 2. We're going to call our final call. Are we going to do any more? Nope. This coin is going to be sold for $46,000. Now, look back at this and remember that the second and the first Proof 70 coins were sold at an amazing $46,000. But is the $46,000 going to be the maintaining price all the way through these lots? Well, as we get to item 6, it's not. We dropped $5,000 down to $41,000 for the sale of that Proof 70. We come on over to the next lot, lot 7, which is also a Proof 70, and we see a selling bid right now at $36,000. Will this increase? After a little bit of finagling, a little bit of talking with some people, popping it up, yes, it jumps up to $37,000, excuse me. And after a little bit, they talk about this next Proof 70 selling for $37,000. Now I want to talk about from coin 3 to coin 7. We're looking at a $9,000 decrease in price already for these flowing hair proof 70 coins. I want you to keep that in mind when I start talking final tallies and final sell prices at the end. And then we go to our lot 9. Starts off at $22,000. Now, again, when we're looking at lot 9, we look at that 22,000. We're looking at the proof 69. Now, we're not going to look at too many more of these, but I want you to look at how slow this starts to increase in value. Now, I'm going to show you the entire duration of this particular lot because it tells you a lot about where these proof 69s are going to settle in. As you notice, it sits here about the 26,000 mark for quite some time. In fact, it looks like it's really not going to go anywhere else. After a little bit of time, it does jump up to $28,000. But keep in mind as we go through this and as I get to the end of this, we're going to be talking about the average sell prices of the 69s, the 70s, totals, the highs, the lows, and this is going to come really important when we talk about the average price of the proof 69s. $28,000 going once, twice, and sold. Now we move all the way to the end. We're going to go to lot 229. Obviously, we have the president here of Stacks & Bowers doing the final auction, and he comes in with this last proof 69, sitting at $32,000. Boom, we got a sell price. Now remember, that's the very last proof 69 because the very last coin in the set is a proof 70. And as you can see, I flashed $42,000 on the screen for a reason, because after a few minutes, we started getting some fierce bidding. Now, I wanted to show you the end of this. Remember, this is the very last coin. This is the proof 70, the deep cam, the very end, 230 out of 230. And we're going to see something. We're going to see this price continue to rise, continue to escalate, to continue to increase. Because if you can't get number 1, you might as well get number 230. And as you see, we're at 80. Now we're going to jump to 85. And then one more counter, we're going to sit at $90,000. Now we're going to check and he's going to see if there's any additional counters, but no, it's going to sit here for quite some time, but it's actually not going to move anymore. The final coin, this final proof 70, lot 230 is going to sell for an amazing $90,000. Now what I want to do is I want to take a minute and I want to look at the prices. I want to look at the lowest, the highest, both 69 and 70. I want to look at the average sell price. I want to look at the average sell price for both 69 and 70, and I want to look at the total revenue made on this particular order set. So let's look at this particular structure. The first proof 69 comes in at a whopping $25,000. Now this is the lowest price for any of the proof 69s. The highest price point in any proof 69 is $36,000. Now, talk about the disparity. We're talking about a $9,000 swing in this one. It's really important when we're talking about averages. Now, if we look at the proof 70, we're going to be looking at a $32,000 price point. Now, this $32,000 price point is the lowest of the proof 70s, but when we go back to the highest, we just saw that in coin 230. And that price point was an amazing $90,000. Now, it was the very last one in the series. Remember, number 1 sold for $440,000. So now let's break out the average price points. The proof 69, the average price point for that one is $27,900. This is important. If we look at the average price point of the proof 70s, we're looking at an amazing $35,500. But now, here's where the story gets told. Let's look at the totals. The total for the proof is going to be an amazing $1,172,000 for the proof 69s. And the proof 70s, a whopping $6,437,000. A total price point of just the ones minus the first coin is $7,609,000. $8,000. But the total, the grand total, including the piece de resistance, is $8,049,000. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Frostbyte. Please consider coming over, checking out the channel. Like, subscribe if you like this content. I've got another video set here that I think you're going to like. Please do me a favor. Consider subscribing to the channel. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the streams. Take care.